Come in, Mitch Thompson, Baylor head baseball coach, joins us now. Mitch, it's thanks for your time. Number one, we appreciate it. But wouldn't you love to be out on the field right now, practicing and preparing for a regional, either hosting or going somewhere to keep playing?
Yeah, no question. I'm I'm in a state of mourning. I'll be honest with you.
All right.
When it gets finished, you just you have to move on to the next year and you start putting it all together. But boy, yeah, I wish we were playing this weekend. I'm disappointed we're not. I'm glad the fans are disappointed we're not, and that's what we're shooting for.
What's that like when the season comes to an end and it's just, I mean, you've been going for months and months and all of a sudden, bam, it's just over. I know you got to do things, probably exit interviews, things like that to wrap things up. But what's that like for you?
Yeah, no, it's a hard time of the year, no question. I mean, you're having exit interviews with your team and getting guys scheduled to go out for summer ball and trying to keep up with them on that type of a thing. And and you go back and you're recounting the good things in the year and recounting the things that you go, gosh, I wish we would have done that differently. You go back and you reevaluate everything as you go while you're still trying to move forward. It's just no fun watching everybody else or other people play right now when you feel like, gosh, we can compete and we can do those things as well. So we're fighting it, we're working it, and we'll be back in there soon.
Yep. And no question, progress this year. No question, a ton of highlights to list and signs of improvement. Let's say that signs of progress with your program this year.
Yeah, I think when you look back at the year, you have to be excited. I'm excited. We played the 23rd best schedule in the country. There's 300 Division I teams, and we played the 23rd best schedule in the country. We can't tie it on much tighter than what we tied it on, right? And we finished with a winning record. We did it with probably about 40 to 45% of our at-bats with true freshmen or with freshman players. When you're playing in this league against the people that we play in, and you're doing it with freshmen and they're doing it with seniors, there's an age gap. You have to be excited with how those young guys performed and looking forward to their futures. And at the same time, we had some unbelievable individual efforts too. I mean, when you think that Tice Armstrong broke the single season home run record and he blew it away, what a neat deal for him. When you think that he became only the second college player in college baseball history to hit 3 grand slams in a game. How cool is that? And then Brady Janusek breaking Max Muncy's freshman home run record. Those are all exciting things. And so while finishing 29 or 27 is not what we wanted, while not playing this weekend is definitely not what we wanted and was our goal, there's definite progress being made. We could ease up the schedule a little bit and play a lighter schedule and have more wins, but I don't know that we would have learned as much. I don't know that we would have gained as much. And so I like what we saw, and I like the effort that the guys had, and you could sure see the fight in our players. Our players were fighting until the last out and competing their tail off, and I'm very proud of them and the efforts that they gave.
That last game was a great example of that. You're playing Kansas, which is having probably the best year in school history. You're playing them in the Big 12 tournament down, going to the 9th inning, tie it, force extra innings. That game, against a really good Kansas team, that to me really shows the grit and the fight and the resiliency of your team all year.
Well, we did, and especially the last, month of the season, I think you saw it over and over and over, going and doing what we did at Utah and how we had to fight there to win, and then getting the bye and beating BYU in the first game of the tournament, and then playing Kansas's pants off. I mean, it's just one of those things. It was a great game, and they are definitely having the best year in school history. A team riding really high, and we're taking them to the brink. They beat us 8-7, and in the rest of the tournament, I think they won 9-0 or 9-2 or 8-0, 9-2, just kind of cruise control through the rest of it. So our guys played them really tough, and we thought we were going to come away with the win. And it was disappointing not to.
And I mean, you were pulling all the levers that you could. You ended the game with, let's see, Cam Cluett was catching.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson was at first base. What else were some of the moves
we were.
make?
Seriously, we were pulling every string that we had and trying to maximize every advantage we could get to get that game won. I mean, we had Cluett was behind the plate for the first time this season. Cam actually, when we had an injury with Cash McDade earlier in the year, and then when JJ went out, we're down to one catcher, and Braden Buchanan, and that was a very uncomfortable feeling for us as a coach's staff. You only got one. What are you going to do if Braden takes gets dinged up? And so Cam Cluett, had been spending most of his time pitching, but Cam caught back in high school, so we threw the gear back on him, had him catch bullpens, had him catch some live at bats, and it felt good enough about it that I said, you know what, heck with it. I mean, Braden Buchanan was fighting the last week with an extremely, swollen, kind of messed up little ankle that he sprained his ankle and was having to fight through that, and so he fought it as hard as he could, and at the end of it, I just said, we've got a hit for him here, and I'm going to put Cluett behind the plate. And when I do that, okay, how does this affect the rest of us? And we ended up with Cluett at behind the plate, and Cole Lanklos is at third base, who's really our third baseman that we played there throughout the year. And Cole more than handled it defensively and gave us 2 big hits in that game against Kansas. And so our depth really showed out, and we finished up with Ty Johnson at first base. I had taken Tice out of the game in the 9th inning to pinch run for him. I wanted to make sure we scored from second base on a single. And sure enough, we did. And I used Bo Caraway for that. And so, Bo can go into center field, and, having known that Ty Johnson had played infield before, I just walked up to him in the dugout. I said, "You're at first base. Grab the glove and go to work." And he goes, "I got it." And I knew that he could handle it. And so he goes, "I can catch it if they throw it over there." so we were pulling the strings, but trying to maximize our team and use every guy to their full potential. And I love the guys' attitudes and how they went about that.
How is talking about your catchers? How's JJ Kennett doing?
Yeah, making good recovery. He joined us out in Arizona. We flew him out to be in the dugout with us. He was fired up. He was taking some batting practice, before the games and stuff. Just we weren't going to get in any position where we could even think about playing him. But he's recovering and he's doing well. And so, he's been through the ringer a little bit there this spring.
Mitch, these are different days. Just because you have a freshman that had a great year, and you get excited about his sophomore season, you got to hold on to him, don't you? What's that process like, especially with your guys like Brady Janusek? Some hunters know so many of those guys that we want back in a Baylor uniform next year.
Yeah, we feel good about it, and we're working hard at it. And I think we'll know good things here in the next few days. So we feel real good about these guys, their futures. They love it here. They love their teammates here. They love the direction of our program. I'm going to be honest with you. We're getting more support financially now than we have before, and it's going to be a big deal for our program.
Right.
It's a changing landscape in college athletics, and you've got to be able to do some things to help entice kids to stick around and believe in the direction of the program. And we're able to do some of those things now. So I feel good about it. These guys have had great experiences here, and why wouldn't you want to stay here at Baylor and get this degree and be a part of what we've got going? But we're hopeful. We'll have to wait and see how it all goes here in the next few days.
Yep, that's great. Very good. Final thought, the press conference in Arizona after the loss to Kansas that ended your season. that hit you hard, didn't it? I mean, to me, it was the guys that were saying how Baylor has affected their lives, how Baylor has changed their lives. I think that hit you right in the heart, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it popped me right in the mouth and made me tear up, no doubt. To hear Tice say that this was the greatest year of his life, that he loved everything about it was phenomenal. But then to hear Ty Johnson just say, Baylor has changed my life.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And you know what? Ty and Tice and all those guys are going to be a part of Baylor history forever and be Baylor Bears forever. And that's something that's really cool too. But this is a life-changing place. This is a place that I don't think loses sight of who you are as people. I think this is a place that wants you to excel at the highest available extent of your athleticism and have you chase all your dreams and help you reach them and go for them. This is a place where you're going to meet some of the best friends of your life. But this is also a place that's going to be concerned about your eternal destination and trying to change lives for good and for the better. And when the 22-year-old kids, they recognize it and they're appreciative of it, you dang right, it makes me emotional. And, I tell every kid that comes into this program, I want to make enough difference in their life that they want to come to my funeral someday. I don't want that to happen anytime soon. And I want to be friends with them for the rest of my life. But I want to make enough difference in their life here that they want to come tell my two daughters, I loved your dad, and he made a difference. And the only way that happens is if we as coaches and we as a program serve our players. And I think that's something that we don't miss here at Baylor. We're going to do our very best to serve every kid and do the very best we can with them. And I'm hopeful that everybody who comes through here, whether they have a really positive experience or not, they understand that we care about them as people.
Yeah.
So that's Baylor.
No question about that. And you're top of the list at making that happen. Our continued prayers with Coach Blair and his wife Pam also.
Yeah, we're getting good reports, and so that's great. And I appreciate the continued prayers, and I want the Baylor family to know that we appreciate it, and Coach Blair and his family appreciate it. And real life stuff, going through some tough times there. So we're all here to support the Blairs, and we appreciate Baylor Nation wrapping their arms around them as well.
All right, Mitch, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thanks
guys. Sick 'em. We'll see you in the spring.